What's poppin' people, it's your boy Shaq, aka Black Goku slash Natsuki Subaru. I know my hair is looking kind of crazy right now. It's late. Fuck it, we ball. I just got off of work, so I'm a bit tired. However, I am going to be reading the last two chapters that I apparently skipped. I didn't realize, like, it was been so long, because I feel like after the last chapter went up, and then I tried to check and see when the next chapter was up, there wasn't nothing up. And then I was like, okay, cool. And I guess a couple days went by, and not only did 2 new chapters come out, maybe 3, but Witch Cult Translations got the fucking translations up. So here we are, you know? We're here. I'm bricked up. You're bricked up. Oh, wait. Before? Actually, no. I'll make that reaction a separate video. Let's get this. So I know you guys can see that right there. You know, we got the greed, or Kasaneru, if that's gonna be what we read next. I'm pretty sure, I mean, like, if I say fuck it and just go crazy tonight, I may be able to get all 3 done, but I feel like Kasaneru is gonna be pretty long. Well, I'm gonna go based on 18 and 19. I do have a little bit of food here. I am hungry, so I may like take a few bites in between certain readings or parts of the readings, but just bear with me, my guys. And if you guys are just, you know, listening in, you probably have me off in the background, not even paying attention to the screen. Welcome. I may give you guys a bit of that ASMR that you like so much. Now, the music is going to be pretty random. I'm going to preface this, you know, now. So, it's definitely not going to be music that's going to fit with each scene and each moment. But bear with me. It is what it is. I like Pokemon music. It's very easy to not get copywritten by it. So, we're going to go from there. Honestly, I'm thinking maybe some Mystery Dungeon music might be better. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Sky? Oh, it's like the full, I want it mixed. I want just like a random mix of Mystery Dungeon music. Ah, screw it. We'll just keep the regular shit going. Alright. So, this is ReZero, Arc 9, Chapter 18. What's the title? Okay. 100 times more troublesome. Oh. Okay. Wait. They recounted their lonely struggles, their days of ineradicable remorse. A tale pertaining to their past, one that they had decided ought not to be treated without the utmost respect, gravity, and caution. Even after letting it all out, their never let go and forward-facing mindset was immeasurable. Wait. Ephemeral? There we go. My compensation, that is. They could not help but detest the witch who expressed the price for leaving this dream world as thus, with a trace of their red tongue and a hint of mischief hanging in the air. That vocacious beauty toyed with them, seemingly scheming to guide them as per their will. Wait, hold on. I didn't skip a chapter, right? Hold on. The last thing that I recorded was chapter 17, right? Hold on, I don't mean to take you guys out of this. Wait, yeah. Last one was... Oh, wow, that was 2 weeks. Holy shit. Okay, yeah. Okay, last one. Okay. Because I'm like, where are we right now? Again, if you guys want, like, just straight reading, remember, this is not that channel. I'm going to be talking shit. I'm going to have, like, you know, I'm going to deliberate. I'm going to, you know, pause and give my 2 cents. So if you guys are not a fan of that, you know, there's other channels or whatever that can do that. You came here for me. You wanted to listen to me ramble, so here we go. We're gonna ramble, we're gonna read, and I'm gonna give my 2 cents. I just kind of got caught up because I didn't know where the hell we were. Anyway, where am I? You know what? Let me hit one of these lights. It'll help me focus. Oh no. This is a bit more cozy, not going to lie. Okay, back to business. Where are we? But they said with a trace of their red tongue, with a hint of mischief hanging in the air. That... how do you say this word? Vakosh beauty? Vakosh? What the... I actually don't know how to say this. Hold on. I'm going to check this out because I want to make sure I'm like pronouncing this right. I've never seen that fucking word before. Vakosh. Please say it for me.
Vacuous.
Vacuous. I've never heard that word before. What the fuck? Having or showing a lack of thought or intelligence. Mindless. What the hell? Vacuous. Wow. Okay. That vacuous beauty toyed with them, seemingly scheming to guide them as per their will. Alright, I've decided. The first time that... wait a second. What witch are we talking about right now? The first time she had demanded that they forget. But what would she decree for the second time? As if to mock them, as they involuntarily stiffened, the witch, who exuded the faint fragrance of flowers, brought her fingers to a white handkerchief that fluttered in the wind. It was embroidered with a great spirit in the form of a gray cat, with gold linings around the white fabric. The handkerchief Petra gave me when I left for the sanctuary. To scream out, "Stop!" until their throat tore itself apart, they wished. To scream out, "Stop!" until their throat tore itself apart. No throat to do so could be found. They wanted to throw themselves in front of the terrifying witch and shout, "Stop!" There was nobody there to stand in front of that terrifying witch and yell, "Stop!" Ergo, no matter how much they attempted to shout, "Stop! Stop it!" in their heart, no matter how much their soul attempted to step in, they could not stop them. The price for the tea party has been paid. From the bottom of my heart, I look forward to your next visit. The value of the payment was expressed, and a slight sense of relief and happiness grew. More than feeling triumphant that they had been the one to have led to that. Wait, what the heck? More than feeling triumphant that they had been the one to have led to that, they were far, 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 far more terrified that the witch had taken an interest in them. Just what their own self had become a part of, they knew not. Looks like Echidna kept her word. The tea party didn't get erased from my memories this time. The dream world was enveloped by a white light, and they returned from the illusion to a dark, cold space, returning to the location where they again had met the witch. Something odd they noticed. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I need to turn this off. All right. We are all good, guys. Where are we? Okay. So, essentially, we're just, again, seeing what Petra was seeing in when she read the book, which that's still a very curious thing, because I don't know what the hell that they plan to do moving forward. Like, is Petra just gonna now know everything? Like, because this is essentially the best loop to have been able to see, because Subaru literally explained everything that happened to him since getting here to Echidna. And Petra getting this knowledge means that she'd know exactly how Subaru felt about everything. This is so interesting. But okay, enough yapping. Where are we? Oh, did I go too far? Oh wait. Where's Amelia? Their heart growing restless by her absence when she ought to have been present, they were filled with a sense of unease. An overflowing sense of anxiety and sense of incongruity seemed to seep out. As for one who had been forced to repeat this over and over again, it was a deviation from a base principle, a deviation that should not exist. Driven by a sense of foreboding welling up from within, they hurriedly left the tomb. And as soon as they stepped outside the tomb and into the moonlight, what they saw was a shadow? The sanctuary shrouded in the darkness, the darkest of blacks, a tonality marked of a witch even more terrifying than the witch who had created said place. No matter how much they shouted, "Stop!" how much they rejected it, how much they cried, how much they resisted, it would not draw to a close. After all, this was the history of his unerasable path that he had certainly tread. What the hell? Okay. Amidst all that, did I contribute something? Helmet bastard. That voice declaring so had clearly been aware of Aldebaran. Wait, what the fuck? What? Oh, okay, we're transitioning. Yea, sensed the presence of an ambush, and then came. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, all right, yeah. Oh my god, my brain trembled for a second. I was like, wait, what the hell? We go from like the shadow. Okay. Oh wow. So so what's happening is it's showing a little bit of the entire loop that Petra's going through, or what she's experiencing, like in little bits throughout each of these new chapters. So I can imagine that once this is animated, they're going to show a little bit of what Petra was seeing from like that from Subaru's perspective for the value of life loop, while also going back to Aldebaran and the whole situation that he's in. That's okay. All right, so now that my brain is caught up with reality, let's keep it going, chat. By the way, if you guys are finding everything okay and enjoying yourselves, leave a like. Don't forget, drink a little bit of water, stay hydrated. I got my tea right here and I'm about to take me a nice big sip. Delicious. Yeah, since the presence of an ambush, and then came the familiar, assertive voice. It was not necessary to think very hard in order to understand that their deliberate act of separating their primary strength in an all-out diversion had ended in failure. Having understood that, the problem currently awaiting Aldebaran was, "Oi, that voice just now. It's that blonde-haired brat, Reinhardt's master. What the hell's she doing here? Wasn't it supposed to be that nobody could find us?" Heinkel's distraught demeanor thoroughly exemplified the conclusion of the situation. His level of panic was the same as what Aldebaran felt within, but thanks to him disgracefully losing his cool first, Aldebaran had avoided becoming flustered. Nonetheless, the situation was by no means promising. "And I just updated my matrix 15 seconds ago." The regular updating of the matrix was intended to be a prudent measure in order to avoid unnecessary risk in the event of a surprise attack, but it appeared to have backfired here. I really love the writing around this, because for the longest time we've only just seen how Subaru's checkpoints get set and he doesn't have any control over it, and him having to, you know, essentially make like the most impossible comebacks. Meanwhile, Al's is a little bit easier to manage. However, it's a lot less risky. Or no, I wouldn't say that. It's still risky because he has to physically set it, and he has to essentially always be on guard or assume that something could happen. So unless, you know, he's getting killed in his sleep or something, he's basically always on edge. Meanwhile, with Subaru, bro knows that he can die at any fucking point in time, and because he can't control his checkpoints, he's forced to be able to adapt to rougher situations. So again, Al is just like a discount Subaru in this way, because yeah, sure, Subaru can't set his checkpoints, Al can. But the thing about that is, Subaru usually has enough time to redo quite a lot of shit and build up to, you know, fix all of these crazy things. Meanwhile, Al, sometimes he'll just get in a situation where he's just on fucking stun lock. Like, imagine having to fight Reinhardt over 132,000 times. Fuck me then. But I digress. Where are we? Aldebaran would have no chance to retry save for the 15 seconds back from this current point. This meant that the opponent's ambush was no longer avoidable. An ambush like this was a far worse tactic for Aldebaran to face than any surprise attack. Whether it was through good insight or just guesswork, the ambush had been sprung at precisely the worst timing. If you're talking about the Sword Saint's master, could this be the rumored Feld-sama? I wonder if it's already time to use Heinkel-sama as a human sacrifice. If you're trying to get through this by using me as a hostage, it'll get you nowhere. Those guys want nothing more than to have Reinhardt succeed the headship of the house. Wait, whoa, I read that so weird. Those guys want nothing more than to have Reinhardt succeed the headship of the House of Straya. Okay, wait, what the man? I'm sorry, I read that so weird. My bad, guys. Bear with me. I had a long day at work. Just got back a little tired, but you know, we're gonna get through this. Right now, I'm the only one in a bad position by being with you guys. If they have a good enough reason, they'll kill me without mercy. Well, if that's the case, then wouldn't it make you even better suited to the role of human sacrifice? I told you, this ain't the time to be cracking jokes. Likely she had not been joking. Heinkel yelled back at her with a dumbfounded look in his eyes while Ye asked, "What should we do?" as she shrugged at Aldebaran. Unlike the two shaken middle-aged men, Ye was calmly reacting to the situation which lay before them, perhaps being a result of her shinobi training. Her well-honed mental strength was admirable. For Aldebaran, it seemed to be a state of mind he could never reach no matter how many millions of times he died. In any case, there's no point in us sending forth the old man. If what was waiting for them outside the forest truly was felt in her allies, then her Heinkel's grievous acknowledgement, it would be ineffective to use him as a hostage. In fact, if it came to pass that this opportunity was seized to take his life, it would have made quite the punchline for "Here rests the beloved and respected Heinkel Astraea," to be writ upon his grave. And the reason why not but pessimistic pictures came to mind was because he lacked the materials to paint an optimistic picture. "Yay, old man, wait here. I'll go have a look first." What are you, out of your mind? This woman's a shinobi, isn't she? If anyone's going out there first, shouldn't it be her? You tell him too. Al-sama, that's the best course of action, correct? Yeah. He gave that answer as he inclined his chin, and Ye readily withdrew, saying, "Roger that." Heinkel, his face still red with frustration, tried to continue pressing the issue, but, "Don't be so persistent, Heinkel-sama. You don't need to worry so much. Who else but Al-sama could come up with an idea like using the Divine Dragon Volcanica and actually pull it off? There's no way he doesn't have a plan." "Well, I guess so." Heinkel reluctantly retracted his words in response to Ye's backup. As one would have expected, the prestige of the Divine Dragon was effective in many ways, regardless of whether or not the being in question was senile. Even in this situation where they were completely outdone, it gave one unconditional confidence that Aldebaran would not go down without a fight. Unfortunately, it was now showtime for the lack of a plan that Ye had declared an impossibility. Now, Am I walking into the Oni nest or a snake pit? He would feel reluctant either way, but Aldebaran hid those uneasy thoughts inside his helmet and headed straight out of the woods, leaving the other two behind. The information he needed in order to inform his next decisions consisted of the information of the hostile opponents' identities and their fighting strength. You got a lot of nerve coming out so boldly like that. Must be fully prepared, yeah? His view, obscured by tall trees, suddenly cleared up, and a plain unfolded before Aldebaran's eyes. Standing imposingly on the other side of the plain with a smile bearing her white canines was a girl of golden hair and red eyes. It was the person he had assumed, judging from the characteristics of her voice and the contents of her dialogue. Felt. Aldebaran. This was what followed the encounter with Reinhardt. That in itself was no surprise. In addition, Aldebaran had already begun estimating his opponent's strength as soon as he guessed that the opponent was Felt. At the current point in time, her star 2 players, the Sword Saint and the Grey, had already been dealt with. Referring back to his knowledge he had acquired from the time in the Watergate city of Priscilla, would the other key members of this camp then be the trio of former thugs, Flam's younger sister whom he had yet to see, and the old giant who had invaded the royal castle. Although Felt's own capabilities were yet to be confirmed, it was unlikely that she would come close to matching Priscilla's strength. Even Priscilla would have been no match for Aldebaran if they were to have a fight or to fight one-on-one. Even in the unlikely event that Felt was secretly a very powerful individual, he would have had many ways of dealing with her. At least, that was what Aldebaran had been thinking until he exited the forest. However, oi, what kind of joke is this? Aldebaran could not help but give a dry smile at the unexpected sight that unfolded before his eyes. After all, his original expectation had been for 5 people, 6 at most. This was roughly 100 times that. A group of over 500 people were there to receive Aldebaran. Felt had grown up in the slums, and even though her position in society had changed, there still existed within her a mindset of poverty. Although she no longer lacked food, clothing, or a place to sleep, those were things not of Felt's own possessions. They were all attached to Reinhardt and the Estrella household. Indeed, Reinhardt was Felt's knight, but she was not so deluded as to think that this gave her the right to claim all of his possessions as her own. Therefore, she had no intention of letting the cards she had originally held in her hand go to waste. Even if the food she ate was delicious, the quality of her clothes changed drastically, and she could sleep soundly until morning. The cards in Felt's hand were, simply put, a collection of traits she had cultivated in order to live strong. Ooh, I love that. Ooh, I love that so much. Her keen eye for spotting easy suckers and her ability to escape, both honed during her times in the slums, her courage in the face of any situation, and her intuition for when she was in a bind. All of these had been sharpened further after the incident with the bow hunter that led her to encounter her encounter with Reinhardt, and she continued to hone these skills even during her time spent receiving a higher education in preparation for the royal selection. Had to get a little bit more of my tea. So good. Alright. Let's see. As a matter of fact, all of these cards were now much more useful than before. And yet, she had still never been able to shake off Reinhardt even once. In any case, by continuing to hone her old cards, Felt's perspectives had broadened to a level that allowed her to see things which had before escaped her sight. Felt's confidence did not allow her to overlook the slightest sense of unease which might have bothered her. The same applied to when Flam, who had remained at the Pleiades watchtower, sent word of the critical situation to her twin sister, Graces, in the royal capital via the divine protection of telepathy. "Felt-sama, I must hasten towards the Auguria sand dunes at once. I may have to do battle against the Divine Dragon Volcanica there. If the battle reaches beyond the Sand Sea, the damage would be far too great. Wait a second. It almost seems like they're going out of their way just as... Wait to start a battle in the sandy dump to me. Whoa. Wait a second. It almost seems like they're going out of their way to start the battle in that sandy dump to me. I'm pretty sure you were saying something about how that's one of the places where the world... like in the whole world where you're at your weakest, yeah? Yes, that is correct. I'm not very compatible with the miasma in the location. However, avoiding this is not an option. Flam and Ezodono are at the tower. In addition, upon hearing news from Graces, Reinhardt seemed to be driven by a sense of duty as a sword saint, to which Felt responded by saying, I know, and scratched her head. That Reinhardt was making that face at this moment was one of those things about him she was not very fond of. Oh my god. But there was no point in bringing it up. More importantly, she needed to get Reinhardt to accept her next proposal. That proposal was, Reinhardt, I'm telling you not to go, but don't just go off alone. Take us part of the way too. Felt-sama, that is... Hey, are you saying that you're going off to do something reckless but won't let me do the same? Don't be so conceited. Aside from you, everyone else is still entitled to do everything they can. Reinhardt remained silent, unsure of what to say in defense, and it was easy to understand what was going on inside his mind from a glance. After all, not only had their opponent completely defeated Ezo and Flam, but he also had the Divine Dragon Volcanica accompany him. This had the potential to be one of the biggest crises the kingdom had ever faced. It was truly a colossal task worthy of the attention of the Sword Saint. I don't get it though. May I ask what you do not understand? Even if he didn't know about Flam's divine protection, people would still find out about him as soon as he brought out the Divine Dragon. And as soon as that happened, it's obvious you'd come flying, but still, that helmet bastard did it anyway. So, are you saying that Aldono is acting in anticipation of that, Felt-sama? Which is more likely in his case, anticipating that people will come for him, or believing that no one will? Felt hoist this with one eye closed. That's how you say that word. I'm sorry, chat. Also, if I am talking a little low and the music's too loud, my apologies. I do think that the music is at like a low enough volume so it's not really overshadowing me. I am fairly close to the mic though, so I'm just trying not to yell. That's why I'm maybe trying to make things a little bit lighter on my end, because if I talk really loudly, it might sound weird. But anyway, taking you guys out of it. Get another sip of my water or tea. All right. Felt poised this with one eye closed, and Reinhardt began to seriously consider the possibility. He must have had some sort of measure in place to deal with Reinhardt. In fact, it was quite possible that bringing the Divine Dragon to his side was part of it. With the poor conditions of being in the Argrius sand dunes and the presence of the Divine Dragon, was it still possible for Reinhardt to overcome this? Even if that's the case, even so, I must go. Even if the enemy has taken effective countermeasures, I am the only one who can overcome them. Reinhardt, don't dodge! Upon giving this order to Reinhardt, the eyes of the red-haired knight, who was kneeling as to speak to her, widened in surprise. When as instructed, he did not move, and Felt placed both her hands on his cheeks. Reinhardt's eyes were fixed on her, sullying his beautiful appearance, which was the cause of much excitement in the streets. Moron! I told you I ain't stopping. Just jump on the opponent's invitation, unleash your ridiculous strength, and go wild. I'll pick up the rest from there. Bringing her face closer, She said this from a distance where their noses nearly touched, and just as she was watching his sky blue eyes shimmer with surprise, the door of the room was violently slammed open. Standing there was a group of familiar faces, gasping for breath. "You've come back just in time. How'd it go?" "This is just insane! Why don't we just use one of our own sturdy dragon carriages that we don't care about breaking, milady?" "You idiot! The ground dragon? I thought we couldn't take Rami with us. What the hell's going on? Graces didn't give me any details either." "Dragon carriage procurement complete." The trio squeezed through the cramped entrance, shoulder to shoulder, with a sleepy-eyed Graces following behind them. Reinhardt looked around the crowd of people who had just arrived, and again his eyes widened in amazement. Felt snorted at the sight of that childish expression, one that did not fit his age. "Hey, put a little more faith in your face." Felt some. This is... Don't get ahead of yourself and start thinking you can do everything on your own, Reinhardt. You can't even hold the hands of all three of them at the same time on your own, you know. She said that while shrugging her shoulders at him. Reinhardt blinked, his eyes fixated on her. Then he took a deep breath and quietly letting the emotion in his eyes slowly began to settle. "Yes, I am the Sword Saint who cannot even hold the hands of all three of them at the same time on my own." Finally, he nodded, donning the face of Reinhardt, not just the Sword Saint. After that, it was a race against time, and Felt worked Reinhardt as hard as possible, carrying the dragon carriage and Graces on the others. Wait. Carrying the dragon carriage that Graces and the others had found, Reinhardt went from the royal capital to the Augria sand dunes in a single flight, sending them to the Astria domain en route. "I am leaving now, Felt-sama." "Go make a show of it, and beat him down 100 times over." Crazy because he beats him a couple hundred times for sure. Maybe 100,000 times. Truthfully, even with Reinhardt's divine protection of wind evasion, he had not wanted to experience that emergency trip again, but it had undoubtedly been worthwhile to make a detour. The helmet bastards' counters against Reinhardt, their viciousness had far exceeded her wildest imaginations. The manifestation of the Witch of Envy in the sand dunes, which she knew was still keeping Reinhardt at a standstill, had occurred shortly after his departure. Oh wow, so I guess technically that did happen very quickly after. Because Reinhardt beat him every time in like about 2 minutes tops, which is crazy work. Oh wait, I looked too far down. Oh my god. Let's see. To think, the Witch of Envy, even in my prime, I wouldn't have considered such a method. That helmet knave, I don't know him, but was he really that crazy? Ramaji, who was stroking. Wait, who's talking? Who is this? Romji, who was stroking his bald head with his large palm, sighed heavily at the distant report. Wait, was that Ramji that said that? Romji, who had joined them at the estate, was one of the two main strategists of the faction, along with Ezo, who was no longer present. However, upon hearing Romji's report, Felt shook her head in disagreement. "From what I saw, that helmet bastard wasn't that crazy. His appearance and way of speaking were different, sure, but honestly, he was no worse than that cat-eared guy from Krush Nichan's camp. Oh god, that's a weird. Krush Nichan's side, or the black-haired Nichan from Amelia Nichan's side. Who the fuck? Felt, what the fuck? That is so hard to say. Amelia Nichan's side. Wow, okay. Towards Al, who had caused the situation and turned into an enemy. Felt did not have a particularly good or bad impression. However, like the other knights, She thought he had a strong sense of loyalty to his master, despite his frivolous attitude. That was why, when the princess died, maybe he ended up falling into despair. The death of Priscilla Brario, caught in the internal struggle of the Volecian Empire. Ah, my god, I can't read. Here, let me just take like 5-10 seconds. Just relax. Get like a grip. Relax my eyes a little bit. Okay. Sorry, viewers. I am pooped. It's been a long day. I do want to make sure that the quality of these are great, so I'm going to be taking my time to make sure that things go smoothly. This is another checkup. See how you guys are doing, though. Make sure to get your snacks, get some water, get some tea, get something to, keep yourself occupied. We're almost halfway into this. We got quite a little bit more to go for this chapter, and hopefully we can get this done in an hour or less. Alright, now, where was I? The unbelievable news delivered to the royal castle of Lagunica. Naturally, it reached Felt's ears while she was in the royal capital. To be honest, she could not understand it right away when she heard it, and even now she did not feel it in any real sense. That was how full of life Priscilla had been, so far removed from anything related to death. Oh my god, that's... This is actually like a bit soon. God damn, dude. Like, this is gonna low-key make me a little emotional just thinking about like the whole Priscilla thing, because I mean, not gonna be too personal, but I had some stuff happening in my personal life semi-recently, and it's hitting a little close, man. But anyway, I mean, again, that's also just showing how much of a character Priscilla was to everybody else in the verse. I'm gonna reread those two lines. To be honest, she could not understand it right away when she heard it, and even now she did not feel it in any real sense. That was how full of life Priscilla had been, so far removed from anything related to death. There's no such thing as an immortal human. Us bystanders, we can swallow it like that, but that helmet bastard wasn't like that. But what's his plan if that's the case? According to the report from Flam, he's said to be like commanding the divine dragon. Was he planning on dragging the world into a grand sewer slide? Sorry, I was trying to think of a different way to say that. I don't think that's impossible, but to throw everything away, dragging the world with him, to mourn Priscilla's death? Felt thought it was unlikely to be such an outburst in that direction. If Al's goal was such an obvious desire for destruction, then the biggest obstacle to that would undoubtedly be Reinhardt. Yet, the helmet bastard didn't team up with the Witch of Envy, to kill Reinhardt. So at least for now, it means world destruction isn't his goal. Oh, what's this, Ratchins? Just because Sensei isn't here, you're trying to be the voice of reason? Wait, did I skip a line? Oh wow, damn, yeah, that was him that said that. Holy shit. Don't mock me! Honestly, if you ask me, I just want to escape and run. The Witch of Envy showing up? This is beyond what we can handle. Exaggeratedly flicking his long tongue, Ratchin snapped at Felt. Besides him were Gaston and Camberly. Oh, that's their names? I take it Camberly's the short one. Because Gaston cannot be the fucking short one, bro. Who both anxiously agreed with Ratchin, saying, Yeah, that's right, miss. Even if Reinhardt stopped the Witch of Envy, the Divine Dragon is still running wild, right? That's beyond what we can handle. Felt understands that much, right? We returned to the domain to evacuate the citizens on the off chance of that. Or the off chance that... Yeah, we'll need to deal with that one too. See? Like I said, wait, did you say that one too? For a moment, Gaston's eyes twinkled with relief at Felt's response. Seeing his reaction, Felt laughed and nodded, saying, "Oh, I did. We have to think about the worst case scenario, but we can't make a huge fuss. After all, you guys are freaking out just because of it's the witch." "Of course we are." I'm sorry. "Of course we are. And you're freaking out too, miss, aren't you? It's a witch! A witch!" "Your girlfriend gets called something similar, doesn't she?" "Damn! Get fucked." "Toto gets called Wicked Temptress, but she's cute in front of me, so it's fine." Oh wait, that's a little one. Wait, which one is which? Hold on, I'm gonna look this up real quick, just so I can see. REZERO Camberly. That is not how you spell that. It is the little one. I thought so. Bro is 4'3". That is crazy work. Okay. All right, I just had to look him up on the little fucking Wikipedia. Anyway, where are we? Stop fooling around. The conversation's getting off track. Interrupting the spitting match between Felt and Camberly, Ratchet sharply glared at them as he said, "Okay," and placed his hand on the map spread out on the tabletop with a thump. "We won't get anywhere unless we decide on a course of action. Felt, what's your plan?" "Huh. If it's by majority vote, there's no doubt the answer is to run. But we all intend to follow your lead." Seeing Ramji's serious tone, Felt briefly held her breath. Looking around, Ratchet had a skeptical look. Gaston's face was grim, and Camberly's legs trembled like a newborn deer, all waiting for Felt's response without arguing. Seriously, when did these guys become so reliable? Oh my goodness, she said that in Arc 5 too, man. Wait, was it Arc? Yeah, it was Arc 5. I'm pretty sure it was Arc 5 that I'm thinking of. Or yeah, either way. That's been me all along. I really hated it when something bad happened and people just sat around waiting for someone else to fix it. Such a fiery way of thinking. I wonder who she got that from. Who knows? Ask my foster parent. Have him think about it. After saying that to her foster parent, who slowly shook his head, Felt stuck her tongue out playfully. Then she turned around with enthusiasm, looking at the group waiting for her words. And then she declared, Alright, you guys. Time to get off your asses. This is someone who made a fool of my Reinhardt. No need to hold back on him, so let's crush him." Resolved to fight, Felt and her faction had moved swiftly. Far away, at the eastern edge of the world, the battle between Reinhardt and the Witch of Envy raged on. And Al, one who had given rise to such a predicament, had left the battlefield departing the sand sea with the Divine Dragon in tow. They had been able to accurately grasp the opponent's movements until that point. The problem was, there have been eyewitness reports that the Divine Dragon's going north. Take that at face value, and you'd assume that Helmet's knave ought to be accompanying it. Wait, what? Helmet knaves. Okay. Assume the helmet knaves gotta be accompanying it. That's to say, their nation. Oh, this is Rom. Okay, I'm like, what the fuck is this? That's to say, their destination would be north, but if that's at face value, you're saying there's a thought pattern that branches another way? Far as I've heard, the helmet knaves' plans were so meticulous that they included countermeasures for even Reinhardt. So then, why go out of his way to stand out in the inn town by the exit of the sand dunes? That'd be to reinforce the impression that he's got a dragon with him, yeah? Indeed. He'd want to give us that impression. After all, ain't the Divine Dragon flying at a height such that people can see it headed north with their naked eyes? Though he had prefaced that it might have branched another way, Ramji's conjecture was certainly unexpected. Nearly all affairs in a simple Nearly all affairs had a simple way to interrupt them, alongside a more twisted way to interpret them, and in the majority of cases, the simplest interpretation would result in the right answer. However, a faint unease had restrained Felt's feelings in this cage, deliberately making a show of the dragon going north. But why? Naturally, that's to conceal his true aims, ought to be. Showing the dragon flying around is a card he played to distract us. So aside from the north and east, I presume his destination should lie to the west or south. The princess died in the Empire. If the divine dragon opened fire on the Empire, would it kick off a conflict with that country that's filled with complex relations? Nah, that probably ain't it. If that guess was correct, it would certainly have yielded a great deal of strife between the kingdom and the Empire. However, that would have been in striking contradiction to the sovereign letter regarding the future of diplomatic relations between the Valachian Empire and the Kingdom of Lagunica, sent back at the time of the news of Priscilla's death. Of course, there was also the possibility that, not wanting to get the kingdom involved, it was a simple act of retaliation towards the Empire. If that were the case, then it wouldn't be much different to a slide bomber that dragged the entire world down with him. That would mean what? My gut's telling me west, though I can't tell if it's straight west, northwest, or southwest. If the dragon's a diversion, we can eliminate the possibility of northwest. That narrows it down to 2 points. All that's left is to... you know what? I mean, I already understood what was happening this whole time, but I do love when we get situations like this where Al is going on his fucking spree, his fucking goon spree, whatever you want to call it, right? And he gets stopped by Felt. And right when Felt gets there, it's like, hey, we go into like the whole little flashback and see how Felt got there and like what that plan was looking like. It's usually the calm before the storm, like, you know, shit's probably gonna go down and it may not. I don't think it's gonna go in Felt's favor, but who knows? Al has been getting stopped very consistently at these different checkpoints, you know, essentially. So I don't doubt that he can still win, but I feel like he's gonna lose a little bit in a certain way every single time until he ultimately gets stopped. But this is actually a really cool concept. Having everybody but the strongest player on the field being Subaru try to deal with essentially what would be an evil Subaru. This is so fucking cool, man. Arc 9 is insane right now. My Earl Grey tea is amazing. Let's see, where am I? Gambling everything on their interpretation, Felt lined up all of her camp's military strength upon the plain. To put it bluntly, the Astrea domain did not retain much of an army. This too was a malady of Reinhardt being far too strong. Wait, what? To put it bluntly, the Astrea domain did not retain much of an army. This too was a malady of Reinhardt being far too strong, but she had tasked those few soldiers with heading the evacuation of the territories that the opponent might pass through. That was fine. Their strength was meant to protect. Right now, what was necessary was not that, but rather... As I thought. There's something wrong with you, girl. Nah. I don't know about that. She's got a decisiveness I find desirable. If need there be, she doesn't hesitate to drag us vassals of violence into it. I can hold my nose high as her supporter. And where might those nose of yours be, I wonder? Those tattoos on your face are so what the heck? Vehemently assertive, and my eyes are unable to get a complete view of your facial features whatsoever. With each speaking in their own respective manner, they were representatives that gathered military strength. Wait, well, what am I reading right now? Hold on. Because at first I thought this was Larry, Curly, and Moe, right? But I don't think so. One was a large pig human clad in thick armor of muscle, of a huge stature that rivaled Ramji. One was an eccentric of queer appearance. Okay. His face covered in blue tattoos of balancing scales. Wait a second. One was blooming beauty. Wait. One was a blooming beauty. Coquettishly adorned in lavish clothing unsuited to the situation. The black silver coin, the balance, and the flower prison garden. Although they were lined up, they showed not a tinge of amicability towards each other. Oh my god, okay. But there was one thing that they all had in common. That upon oh my god, English, hold on. Sorry, chat, I promise. This is going to get cleaned up. Oh my goodness. That upon Felt's beck and call, they had gathered. They were the big shots that governed over the criminal underworld of the ground dragon capital of Flanders, a city northeast of the Astria domain. And since becoming acquainted with them during a previous incident, Felt networked with them. Oh wow, this might have been one from like one of the backstories that I didn't read. Oh damn, this would have been sick to get to. Oh okay, wait, who are these guys? You know what? I'll get names later. Whatever. Okay. Each and every one of them were scoundrels with guilty consciousness, but at the same time, they were a necessary evil who were supporters of Felt. Numbering around 500 people in total, they trusted in Felt's instincts. And had accompanied her in this battle formation. Ha! What a magnificent sight! How this many end up gathering here? Making a visor with her hand, Felt raised her voice at the lineup of 500 scoundrels. Damn, that's a lot of pookies. In truth, when she thought of attempting to borrow strength from Flanders, she estimated that a tenth of this amount would have been satisfactory. Unexpectedly, she had gotten 10 times that number. Even though I told them that the opposite was a guy who that the opponent was a guy who managed to outmaneuver Reinhardt. Jeez, I know it's not the place or time for it, but I wish I could show you. What? What the fuck is? Even though I told them that the opponent was a guy who managed to outmaneuver Reinhardt. Jeez, I know it's not the place or time for it, but I wish I could show you. Well, what are you talking about? Maybe it's because I'm a little tired. I'm like getting extra confused, but either way, we continue. It was something she wished she could teach Reinhardt, who was not present in this place, that there were so many people who, instead of turning tail and running from a situation even Reinhardt could not overcome, had gathered to clean up after his ass, which again ties back to something from Arc 5, the whole thing with Subaru when he was talking shit like with Reinhardt and said, look man, just know that even though you're the strongest, if you need anything, I'll do anything I can to help. Like that whole thing, like come on bro. I love the callbacks on older arcs and how these different like small things come back in such big ways. ReZero truly is peak fiction, my guys. Let's see. I lost where I was. Okay. Well, there are also probably some like Camberly who just can't back out. Muttering so, Felt cracked her neck and turned around with her allies to her back. Ahead of her vision paralleled the lineup of the troop, the large forest facing it. Felt inhaled in as large of a breath that could fit in her small body. Oi! You hear me? You can hear me, can't you? I know you're in there, helmet bastard. Oh, I love this. Indeed, she unleashed a declaration of war that served to commence the battle. Oh, this is about to be fucking crazy. Having had absolutely no idea that such an inconceivable move could have been played, Aldebaran could do nothing but stand still at the sight spread out before his eyes. Oi, oi. To the extent that a dry smile unconsciously emerged on his face. This situation had derailed Aldebaran's calculations. A situation 100 times worse than he could have ever hypothesized filled him with awe. Truly, this situation filled him with awe. Lacking a sense of visual cohesion, the troop was lined up across the plain. However, firmly sharing in the goal to oppose something, they were all an army corps of unmatched steel. Still wearing that dry smile on his face, Aldebaran was at a loss. The way his mind was abruptly thrown into chaos when things outside his expectations occurred demonstrated the difference between himself and Ye, who instead stood impressed. The grounds on which Ye acknowledged him as her superior, too, was nothing more than a fabrication secured by his cheap technique of an authority. Wow, they call it a cheap technique of an authority. That's crazy work. In any case, quite the big shot, aren't you now, little Miss Felt? Right in the center of that astonishment, Felt was the key figure who went above and beyond Aldebaran's expectations. The atmosphere she exuded that had convinced him so had grown even sharper in the 3 short months he had not seen her, as expected from such an outstanding talent, whom had made Priscilla recognize her as a worthy adversary in the span of merely a year. Her level of importance in the world fundamentally differed from that of Aldebaran. Having said that, his resolve was not so cheap that he would back down for that reason alone. Thanks for coming out to greet me, but is it really fine for you to concern yourself with me? Even now, you guys' sword saying is, sorry man. For the time being, Aldebaran was going to attempt to obtain whatever scraps of information he could through a battle of words. However, mercilessly interrupting his words, Felt scratched her head as she closed a single eye, and then, both me and Ramji agreed that shutting you up was the first thing that ought to be done. That instant, Aldebaran's body tensed up at a dreadful sensation, but it was too late. Before he could even react to the sense of dread, a small shadow that had been hiding in the entrance of the woods leapt out and delivered a single blow to the back of Aldebaran's neck with a slender foot. An intense impact on his brain, and Aldebaran's knees buckled as they lost their strength. In the corner of his vision, the one who had delivered the blow landed nimbly in the grass, their two bundles of peach hair swaying as they looked at Aldebaran with sleepy eyes. What the? A countenance? Wait. A countenance? He recognized. The young girl who bore a striking resemblance to that. Her true identity was Vengeance of Flam. What the hell? From those brief, matter-of-fact words, he understood that she was indeed Flam's younger sister. Crumbling down from the girl's attack as he began to lose hold of his consciousness, Aldebaran muttered, "Not dead yet." Then, as his consciousness slowly faded down into the abyssal darkness, by reflex he gulped down his poison, consuming his deadly poison kept behind his molars with a singular action that Aldebaran had performed the most in his life, an exquisite skill deeply ingrained not just in his body, but in his soul. This alone was Aldebaran's one and only special technique that not even the sword saint Reinhard van Asteria could get in the way of. After all, there was not a single person in this world better at killing Aldebaran than Aldebaran. Ooh, that's a fucking bar. That's a fucking bar, man. Crazy work. After all, there was not a single person in this world better at killing Aldebaran than Aldebaran. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's cool as fuck. Oi, can you hear me? Wait, it's fine. I keep saying that wrong. Oi, you can hear me, can't you? I know you're in there, helmet bastard. The sensation of his brain being scorched by poison was cut off. Oh, okay, so he reset. Okay. Alright, I was like, wait a minute, hold up. Okay, so he updated his matrix. Oh, okay. That's where he updated the matrix. Okay. And what hastened his immediate recovery was a spirited, commanding voice pregnant with a hearty enmity. The redefined matrix. Aldebaran returned to where Felt gave her declaration of war and brought the count up to 1 in his head. Oh god. I cannot understand how he would remember how to, or like not even remember, but just keep track of all these damn numbers, because when you die like over like 100 times, like imagine going like 101 and then eventually like 136, like 172, etc. I need to like wake myself up and not do these this fucking late at night, man. Because I'm gonna be honest, chat, is definitely the sleep is getting to me. I am still super hyped to be reading this chapter. We are getting close to the end. We're about like about close to a third way, or a third left. Yeah. Where am I? Oi, that voice just now. It's that blonde-haired brat, Reinhardt's master. What the hell's she doing here? Wasn't it supposed to be that nobody could find us? Yep. Giving a sidelong glance to the exchange between the panicked Heinkel and Ye as she as she soothed him into Let me start over. Holy shit. Giving a sidelong glance to the exchange between the panicked Heinkel and Ye as she soothed him in a manner to provoke him further. Aldebaran went about updating the war situation in his mind based on the information he had just acquired. Oh, are we? Oh, wow. That's we're towards the end of the chapter. Holy shit! I thought it was like a lot more, but honestly, that's just the comments. Holy shit! Wait, where am I? No, wait. Did I scroll down too far? Oh no, I'm not. Okay, never mind. Sorry, chat. I know a lot of deliberation, but we're at that hour mark. Let's wrap this up. An update to the military strength he had previously anticipated for the Felt camp. Moreover, a substantial update was needed. After all, his prior expectation had been the 3 delinquents, the old giant and Flam's younger sister, for a maximum of 5 people. It was approximately 100 times that, with what seemed a party of over 500 people. Oh my god, they had been waiting in ambush. Really now? You've got a damn troublesome brain along with them. In a form that differed from his showdown against the Sword Saint, Reinhardt van Astrea. This was the worst case scenario for Aldebaran. Seriously? You're coming at me with the tactics I hate the most, little Miss Felt. Between Aldebaran and an enemy that came at him with an onslaught of numbers, the unavoidable battle commenced. Holy shit. Man, great chapter. I mean, like, I know I was super bad with the reading today. Just a tired little boy, man. Just tired boy, tired man child, boy guy. I don't know, not a man child. Anyway, so that was 100 times more trouble. This is actually really heating up. I love how we got that little bit in the beginning with the value of life, more context for that, and Felt. And I love how Felt's not even like really able to say much. We're just kind of, or not Felt, I'm sorry, Petra. We're just seeing how things are going from her perspective, but like, or from Subaru's perspective, but from her perspective, watching it from that mindfucky. But I feel so bad about Petra, man. This shit is cooked. And yeah, like they're teasing bits about like the Book of the Dead, and the fight's still pretty good, entertaining though. Most of this here is just Petra reading the Book of the Dead. Honestly, like I do like them teasing a little bit, and then, you know, giving us more like the owl stuff, because there's going to be a lot happening. There's going to be a lot happening, and we still don't even have updates on what's up with Petra, Melee, everybody at the who are at Pleiades Watchtower, because like Reinhardt's been fighting. We haven't gotten any update on Reinhardt, even though we assume that he's still going strong. So it's like there's so much. There's so much. Oh my goodness. But if I had to rate this chapter, I rated a like a peak out of peak. I mean, it's ReZero. Like everything is here for a reason. Like everything is like really fucking solid, or like really fucking good. I could have had a little bit more energy for this reading for sure. Like I said, I am like quite tired, so me coming back and like reading this, it is hype. Sorry if I can't express that to the fullest right now, but man, I am just looking forward to seeing how all this is gonna play out. And it goes to show that in the past year that Felt's camp has been developing, like everyone, I'd assume on each respective camp has gotten stronger, has developed, have become more competent people or characters in that time skip, right? Now, thing about that is, since Reinhardt is essentially he's like the main knight of Laguna, like biggest knight of Lagunica, right? He's Felt's specific knight. I know he has a divine protection to be able to bring out the most in people if he like trains them, kind of like what the Elder Namekian did on Namek with Krillin and Gohan. So I feel like since he's able to do similar stuff but via training, if everyone didn't get like a pretty noticeable buff, of course we don't expect them to like be competing with you know, people like Al all the time and shit, like, you know, because like Al's doing his own thing. Like he's able to use his authority to kind of cheat in fights. But regarding Felt and how like the three like Stooges, how they developed and how they grew over, like they still kind of have like those attitude problem issues. I didn't know that what's his name, Cameron, wait, was it, hold on, what's bro's name? Camberly, there we go. Like, he has a girlfriend now. Like, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here. But I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna take like a little nap, and I'm probably gonna do like the second part recording for chapter 19, and that's, you know, gonna go like a lot smoother. Then for sure, by the time that this goes up, I definitely would have like had Kanaseru like either recorded or about to record it. If you see me in the same clothes, just know that I'm like recording the same day. But this has been your boy Shaq, aka Black Goku. You guys know what to do. If you enjoyed the reading, leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell as well, so you can stay updated on when I make videos, content go live, especially for that ReZero. But I'm not gonna hold y'all. I'm tired as fuck. I gotta take a nap or something. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Till next time, peace.